I will never look at survival the same way after learning these Norse secrets. If you want more eye-opening insights like this, make sure to subscribe, like and share. Let's uncover the wisdom of the ancients together. In our search for solutions, we often overlook the wisdom of the past. The Norse people, who settled the harsh landscapes of Iceland and Scandinavia, survived not through myth, but through practical, time-tested systems. Their world was one of brutal winters and scarce resources, demanding a deep understanding of the land. Norse survival was built on communal wisdom and homes designed as living systems, managing heat, conserving food, and fostering resilience. By studying their methods, we uncover a timeless manual for sustainable living, urging us to rethink our relationship with the planet. The Norse settlers arrived with timber traditions, but Iceland's treeless landscape forced innovation. Timber longhouses quickly proved unsustainable in the biting cold and wind. The settlers turned to the earth itself, building turf houses, structures integrated into the landscape, not imposed upon it. Thick blocks of turf formed walls and roofs, blending homes into grassy hills and providing natural insulation. These houses were nearly invisible, their low profiles shielding them from Arctic winds. The turf house was more than shelter. It was a radical adaptation, making the home part of the environment. This shift was driven by necessity, transforming survival into an act of environmental engineering. The Norse learned that humility and harmony with nature offered the best defense. Their homes became a model of sustainable, resilient design. The genius of the turf house was its use of thermal mass, thick earth walls that absorbed and released heat, maintaining a stable temperature year-round. This passive system reduced the need for fuel, keeping the interior warm in winter and cool in summer. The turf house was a natural thermos, protecting both people and food from the extremes outside. Dense walls also muffled the relentless Arctic wind, creating a sanctuary of quiet. In this silence, the Norse found rest and heightened awareness, crucial for survival during long, dark winters. The turf house conserved not just heat, but mental energy, fostering resilience in isolation. Even with excellent insulation, some heat was needed for cooking and warmth, but fuel was scarce. The Norse relied on body heat from people and livestock and used small, efficient fires only when necessary. Every scrap of fuel, dried dung, driftwood, peat, was rationed. Light was precious too. Open flames were risky and wasteful. Hooded lamps, fueled by fish oil or animal fat, directed light where needed and kept the home inconspicuous. Small covered windows prevented heat loss and hid the home from outsiders. Managing heat and light was a science of survival, balancing comfort, safety and resource conservation. The Norse mastered living with less, making every bit of energy count. The turf house's stable climate made it a natural food storage and preservation centre. Cool, dark conditions slowed decay, turning the home into a cellar for winter stores. Fish and meat were dried and smoked above the hearth, while fermentation transformed milk and fish into long-lasting staples. The house itself became a pantry, smokehouse and fermentation cellar in one. This integration of shelter and sustenance showed a profound understanding of natural processes. The Norse designed homes that actively worked to keep them fed through the harshest months. For centuries, turf houses were the heart of Norse survival. until modern materials and energy made them obsolete. Their decline was driven by politics and economics, not by failure of design. Today, as we face energy crises and climate change, the principles of the turf house, passive heating, local materials and energy conservation, are more relevant than ever. The Norse remind us that true resilience comes from working with nature, not against it. Their legacy challenges our ideas of progress, showing that conservation is a form of wealth. The turf house stands as a quiet testament to sustainable living. If we look back, we may find the blueprint for a more resilient future.